Irene brings forward her travel plans after experiencing a wobble. Remi continues to spiral, resulting in an arrest. Harper and Jo butt heads again. And Rue gives Adrian a second chance.
Hold me in your arms, don't let me go. I want to stay forever, closer each day, home and away.
So what's going on?
Love, is this my life now? Is this all I've got to look forward to?
Okay, so I'm assuming today's been tough.
Oh, my God, Father. That is such an understatement.
Well, look, no one can actually predict the rate at which Alzheimer's progresses. And I know you said that's not the kind of answer that you wanted, but it is the truth.
I just feel like I'm swept up in this current and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it.
Just because today was tough doesn't mean that tomorrow will be.
You know, there's so much that I still want to do, but I'm terrified that I've left my run too late.
Yeah, well, what do you want to do?
Oh, I want to travel. I want to see the world. I want to catch up with old friends. I want to live every single minute like it's my absolute last.
Then do that. It's not too late, Irene, not at all.
We are Si and Sophie. This is Coastal News, a home and away podcast. Your weekly episode companion podcast for your favourite Aussie soap.
Right, Sophie.
Hello.
Are you ready to get cracking with the packing?
I will if it only takes a couple of hours. It doesn't usually
the-
takes days. Months.
That whole house was whipped up, boxed up, shipped off in no time, weren't it?
I know. I've never seen anything like that. She mustn't have very many treasures. Let's put it that way.
Oh no, she threw them all out the week before.
That's true. She did do the big clean, didn't she? To be fair, yeah.
Hello, how are you? How's home and away this week?
Hello. Again, a bit all over the place for me, which I'm sure we'll come on to. But there's been a lot of times where I felt myself yelling at the television this week, into the void, as I do, over various things. Getting frustrated with Jo, getting frustrated with Harper, getting a bit frustrated with the Irene story. I'll be honest. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've done a lot of talking out loud at the television this week. In fact, I've done that so much that I had to ask on Twitter about what happened in the exchange between Bree and Irene because I was too busy yelling at them to actually hear what they were talking about. And bless her, Julie on Twitter filled me in on what happened because I was like, hang on a second. What have they just been talking about? Because I've been too busy yelling.
It was quite an important point, that scene as well, because that was the point where Irene's like, that was her fuck it moment, you know,
Yes.
like, you know.
I heard what Bree said.
Now or never. Yeah.
I heard what Bree's response was, but I was too busy shouting over Irene. And
Yeah,
I didn't
fair enough.
know whether she'd given Bree the full story about what had happened, why she was there, the fact that she'd gone to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Julie
Yeah.
said no, she didn't mention any of that. So I was like, right, I'm right to be cross. How have you found it? What's been your thoughts for the week so far?
I think the week, I've really enjoyed it actually, on the contrary, because I feel like the pace has picked up again. The last few weeks were like, things are going nowhere, we're going around in circles, everything feels stretched out, whereas this week I'm like, right, Cohen's now reunited with his dad, that's been resolved, that's probably going to just be a case of them see you later, right? So I'm like, that's coming to a resolve. The Irene stuff has sort of kicked up 1,000 miles an hour in the last episode or two. So I'm like, that's picked up pace again. And I know it's over on Tuesday, and there's something else coming Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? So like, I'm at the end of, and things have picked up pace again. Harper and Tane, merry dance of parenthood will probably mean that they'll probably have a bunk up one night, So, things are going. Things are moving around for me, and I'm quite happy with that. And the pace is up again, so I've enjoyed it. I feel like the week's flown by, and there's a lot of spinning plates in the air.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which is unusual. We normally have 1 or 2 stories to talk about, don't we? I mean, I'm looking through my notes now. I've got loads of little things. It's like Irene and maybe the Remi stuff later in the week taking up quite a lot of airtime, but like the rest of it's little things like Marley and the surfboard shop, Harper and Dana trying to find somewhere to live. Like there's loads of little stuff going on.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Jo and Tane and Harper. There's lots of things that have been happening this week. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot to talk about, which is good for us.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Couple of bits to cover before we get into it. So, we have a very important change to next weekend's delivery of the podcast, don't we? Because it's Irene's exit this week. We know that. We know when it's due to air. We have announced that we are doing a special episode, podcast event, I believe we called it at one point, with Tamsin from Pop Goes the Tam Tam podcast. We've done a few things there. She's been here a few times. We're doing a special podcast crossover where we're going to record a special all about Irene. It's going to be available on both podcasts, and that's coming to you on Saturday next weekend when you would normally get your podcast from us. So our normal podcast next weekend will be on Sunday morning at 6 a.m. instead. So you've got an extra episode next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and you'll still have your first look going into the week. So it's a busy old weekend next week. Clear your diaries, listeners. Clear your diaries. That's covered that, hasn't it? That's right.
Yeah. I'm going to be all mixed up next weekend because I'm going to think that Sunday is Saturday and I've got an extra weekend day.
I know.
It's going to be
odd.
Doll.
Yeah, same.
Oh.
There's a song there somewhere. Amy Shark song, I messed her up. Yeah. Okay, also, we've got a .com, Dal.
Oh, yes.
We've got a .com.
I was going to mention that later, but you go for it.
Oh, sorry. Do you want me to? I don't want to steal your thunder.
No, you go. You did all the work.
There's links for this. There's links for that. It's getting a bit sort of what link are we using sort of thing, isn't it? So we're going to streamline. We've put all the links on a diet. And we've got a .com 25 years after the .com bubble, but we'll ignore that. And that's our one-stop shop. So coastalnewspod.com, much easier just to say that and give you that, and that's your place to go for all things Coastal News. You can listen to the podcast there. You can catch up with announcements that we're making about things coming up. You can get in touch and submit your say on the pay on there as well, so you don't have to email. You can just click on coastalnewspod.com and submit your thoughts, and we'll read them out maybe. So yeah, it's exciting. Go check it out. It's very basic, and that's how we like it. Oh dear. Right, shall we do a podcast?
Go on then.
Cool. So this week, Tane, he's heard that Irene's house has been sold and she's accepted the offer. Heads right over to Tane and asks her again, "Will you move in with me?" He explains to her, doesn't he, that he wants to look after them both. We know that it's only because they're a package deal. Now, elsewhere, Sarge David is wanting to ask Lacey to move in with them when they eventually move in to Irene's as well. And speaking of, actually, Lacey's had to tell Sonny to ask Dana to move in with him because she's all like, "Duh, can you not see the signs there?" And you just know this is heading to a really bad way, don't you?
Yes.
Poor guy can't see the wood from the trees, Sonny, can he? Really doesn't take a hint. And when he tells Dana it's too soon, she gets upset, and I'm like, oh my God. All because Irene's leaving. When just rent the house to these people, Irene. Oh my days.
Would have been easier. Yeah.
I know. I mean, someone did mention she needed the money for the trip, but I mean, she seems to be wadded. She just sold a business.
Diner. Come
I
on.
know.
Yeah.
She could have left him in the house for a few months, couldn't she?
Yeah.
So Tane's like, Harper, should I say, runs into Jo, finds out that it's her moving into a house, and you can imagine that goes down like a lead balloon. She runs to Tane, and you're thinking, she's going to go and accept the offer just to wind Jo up, but not quite. Jo sort of visits Harper again later in the week, and she says, "Oh, I've seen this listing for you." She thinks she's being helpful, doesn't she? And the reception she gets is frosty at best. I have loved Harper with this. This has made this story for me, because I think it's quite tedious otherwise. Because no one really cares about who Tane is with these days, do we? Because we've all lost interest. But actually, Harper has just become way more interesting to me. The fact that she's scowling at Jo, and Jo's and we know the reasons are a bit, this obsession she's got with him. But I just really enjoy her and Jo going at each other. I do.
Yeah, I guess it is entertaining. It's more entertaining than seeing Harper follow Tane around like a
Exactly.
kicked puppy.
Yeah.
Which she's still doing, and she still needs to bloody get over this guy. But it is at least giving it a different dimension, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I actually stood up, which business. I got up off my seat. When she comes back to the house and she's like wants to apologise, and she's like,
"Oh God,
why are you this is not your house yet. Now get out." And I was thinking, oh my God, I was pacing the room. I loved it. Because it's given Harper a bit of something, do you know what I mean? Like whining over Tane all the time.
Yeah.
She got a backbone and she stood up for herself.
In one area of her life, yeah, definitely. Yes.
She's capable of it. Jo feels like she's been left in the dark about the whole Tane Harper. Will they? Won't they? They've got unfinished business, as she puts it. So he's sort of says, "Look, I need to cool this off. Like, I've heard Sophie's podcast, and I've heard her tell me I need to put all my efforts into my child. I don't have time for you, Jo." She reluctantly accepted it, but she's pining over it, and decides to go back home and visit him. He's just mowing the lawn in his tank top, as you do. And she goes over, plants this kiss on him, and then leaves. And you're like, what's the poor guy to think of that then? Does she just want to kiss him? Does she just fancy him? Does she want to send him a message? Is she playing with him? I mean, he's just told you an hour ago, gal, that he wants to spend time with his kid, and that needs to be his priority. And then you go and then try and mess his mind again by doing that.
I'm blaming Levi for this one.
I think she's selfish.
Yeah, but she had that chat with Levi before she did that, and Levi was like, "Oh yeah, well, I can't remember how he phrased it, but basically it made her go, "Oh yeah, like we don't know what we're missing because we never had a chance.
Yeah,
like, we've never been a couple. We've never even been, and then they've not really had a proper date yet. Every time they go to have a date, something happens." Some kind of disaster happens and he has to run off and do something, or you know what I mean? Like, so I think it was the conversation with Levi that made her go, "Oh yeah, we haven't got anything between us yet, but we could have, and then maybe if we did, he might think differently." I don't know. I feel the whole kiss actually made me cringe, like a full body inside out thing.
It was the long shot as well where we saw her walk into the garden. You're thinking, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it did make me cringe. It wasn't like, and I don't want to keep comparing them, but it's really hard not to. It wasn't like when Flick and Tane were together and there was like this chemistry, there was this heat between them.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't that. It was a bit awkward, and it wasn't particularly. I wasn't like, I want to see more of this. I was just like, oh God, cringe.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't hot at all.
No.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There is a distinct lack of chemistry here, if you ask me.
And me.
It's just not feeling it.
No.
Because the best couple as well, you just know you want them to rip the clothes off as much as they do.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? When you're watching it, that's what you want, innit?
Yeah.
Would you mow the lawn in jeans and a tank top?
Would I mow the lawn at all? Probably not my first outfit idea. Probably not. I'll be honest. What about you?
I mean, to reiterate your first point, I wouldn't mow a lawn. I'd probably lose some toes, me.
Like, I know how, and I have done it, but I prefer someone else to do it because I wouldn't do a very good job.
Oh, do you pay a man?
No, nah, yeah, if I had to pay someone,
Oh. She didn't want to admit she was a Tory on the
But
pod.
the long-suffering, the long-suffering other half gets to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you do all the other jobs, don't you?
I do literally all the other jobs, Si. He has bins and lawn, and that's it. I do everything else. I do bills, cleaning, shopping, food, cooking.
He knows that's a good deal, don't worry.
He does gross things.
Yeah.
He does the lawn and he does the bins because I do not touch a bin bag. Oh dear.
Right, Rue's flapping about just like your bin bags. At Harper's threat, you remember last week Harper was all, I'm going to go, if you don't get in line, sister, I'm going to go and report you. So she's flapping about that. Alf tells her, look, I've spoken to Cohen and he's told me what his dad really said. Rue's been a bit stubborn about it, hasn't we? And we all know why. Now, Alf has to have a go at her. And actually, this was another size standing up moment. Come on, Alf.
You were giving everyone a standing ovation this week.
I think this is why I enjoyed this week, because finally things were, somebody was saying what I was thinking and doing what I wanted them to do,
And your step count's never been higher.
I know.
Oh,
It's all the, you have one of those watches that tells you to stand up every half an
hour.
hour.
Oh, I've got a Fitbit that does that.
Yeah.
When I'm at work all day and it's going, get up, you haven't walked for 10 hours. I'm like, because I'm at work.
Oh, all right, then I'll go to the vending machine.
Get myself a Yorkie. Why not?
Yeah. Oh, I'll go and have another slice of that cake over there then. Now, so I did really like that Alf he laid it on, didn't he? He didn't sugarcoat it, and I did like it. He's had a minute and a half to get used to all he says. He deserves another go. And it does work, doesn't it? Because elsewhere, Cohen's all torn up about what he's going to do, and eventually Rue tells him to give his dad a second chance, only because at her age, her father's summoned her to do it. And ordered her to do it. So she makes this meeting with Adrian that seems to go really well, doesn't it? She apologises, which I think is very unruh. And he gets his chance, and that's the last we saw. So I'm predicting at this point that perhaps Cohen's going to go off with Dad now, spending time together. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious conclusion, isn't it? That, now that he's got family, and that was the whole point that we keep being reminded about by David and Harper, that the plan was to look for biological family. That was the end goal. They don't want him to be in foster care forever, and here he is, rocked up, and he seems like a nice guy. I do have some trepidation, I guess, that, we don't know anything about him, and he's probably presenting a very positive sort of, I don't know what the word is, spin on him. We don't know.
He's presenting his best self, isn't he?
Of course, yeah. And we don't know what his life is like. We don't know whether he is going to be able to look after a child, whether he's got the means to look after a child. We don't know what the mum's opinion of him is, and why she took him away from him. That's like a big concern for me. Like, why did she feel like she had to take Cohen away, and they lived on the street rather than contact his dad?
Very good point.
That feels like a thing that's been overlooked in
Is
the
there
story.
a safety thing?
I'm not sure. There is still a bit of a not sure about this, because this is Home and Away, and when you start to get lulled into a false sense of security, you think, oh, he's got a lovely dad, he's going to have a lovely life, and he's not going to go into care and all this stuff, and then they pull the rug out from under you, and he could be some horrible guy, and I'm still not sure because we don't know anything about him.
You're right. I think I'd just been taking it on face value, but you're right. Why was Mum on the street with a kid?
Yeah.
When, why did, and obviously things were bad between him. There was this thing where, obviously Adrian's thoughts about her aren't great, and he sort of alluded to that to Cohen the week before, and it all kicked off. You know, there's more story here to be told, isn't there? I think
so.
you're right.
Does make me a bit nervous. But I am glad that Rue finally did the right thing. I mean, I have been slagging Rue off to Kingdom Come for weeks now, so I'm glad that she finally did the right thing. Even if she did get pushed by Mr. Stewart and she was kind of forced into it, she has done the right thing, because she has been a massive hypocrite by pointing the finger at him and saying, you know, he made a mistake and that means Cohen can't see him again because Cohen. And I was like, I'm not being funny. Rue made loads of mistakes with Eliza and she kept getting second chances. She's made mistakes with Cohen. She's actually lied to Cohen, and the good job he's a smart boy, so I'm surprised he hasn't put two and two together, but he was calling his dad a liar for all the things he was saying about his mum. But Rue told him he was going for a tonsillitis test. Tonsillitis test, and then she's had to say, oh, actually it was a DNA test. And the first time Adrian saw Cohen, he said, oh, I'm your dad. And Cohen said to Rue, who's this man? She goes, oh, I don't know. Well, she did know. She knew it was Adrian. She knew that it was potentially his dad. So she's lied to him twice that we know of. And also she hid the letter to his mum for ages before posting it. So she's done loads of stuff, sneaky stuff, and lying to him. And luckily Cohen hasn't picked up on that, or else she could be in trouble here.
Yeah, you're right. And I think this is, well, you see this quite a lot on TV about a sort of, not manipulation of children, but an exploitation feels a bit strong as well. But like,
I know what you mean.
Taking advantage a bit of their age and lack of understanding of the situation.
Yes.
It feels a little bit in that realm to me.
Yeah.
And you can. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, but you've got me thinking now, Sophie, because I was thinking this was done and dusted, tie a bow and off it goes.
It probably will be that. It probably will, but I've just got that question mark over my head going, but who is this guy, and why didn't Mum want him involved, and why was Mum sleeping in a tent when she could have rocked up at his house and said, okay, look, I'd lied to you and I said he wasn't your son, but he is, and I'm really sorry, and let's talk it through, but we've got nowhere to go, and can you take us in? Like, she obviously never thought that was worth exploring.
Yeah, and why? What?
And why?
Yeah.
Interesting, but will we ever get answers? I doubt it.
She has no faith. No. It's been more about Rue, hasn't it, really, than Cohen, let's face it. Marley wants to know how Lacey's lessons are going this week, but she's not even into it, is she? She's just not into it, Dal. And she has to tell Marley that she hates surfing, and ends up firing herself, which was a bit weird. Rather than sort of come up with any solutions. And it was poor Theo again, putting his neck on the line this week. Offers to job share, which causes grief between he and Justin. And I'm screaming at the telly. This was my scream at the telly moment this week. I was thinking, do it, you flipping self. Like, this job share, they explained that it'd be done by 10 a.m. and back at the garage. So, Marley, be done by 10 a.m. with your lessons and then be back at the thing shaping boards. What's the difference?
I'm so glad that someone else picks this together, because I was thinking the same thing. The whole mechanics of the board shop, I do not understand. I do not understand it. It makes no sense. He doesn't. And also, Ben used to run this on his own and he managed just fine. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, Superman Ben, though, weren't he?
That's true. I guess he didn't shape boards either, but still, there's plenty of time to do both. He just doesn't want to do it. And also, Theo, I don't understand this offer either. So, 2 people, 1 job. So, Lacey gets all the wages and she's only doing half a job.
Yeah, what a mug.
I know.
She's going to stand there painting her nails because there's no customers, clearly. That's the problem, isn't it?
It's mad. I couldn't, in all conscience, take money for something that I hadn't earned. I don't understand.
I mean, I'd give it a go. But
But I thought originally she came across as like, she didn't want to move in with Theo. She didn't want to take the diner job from Leah. She didn't want handouts. She was going to live in that hostel. and do shifts in the bar in Yabby Creek or whatever it was at the beginning because she wanted to stand on her own 2 feet and pay her own way and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Where's that Lacey gone? Because right now she wants to do a part-time job and get paid a full-time wage. I don't understand.
Let me tell you, I know a few of them.
Well, yeah, I've worked with a few over the years, I'll be honest, but jeez.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a personality change for her, which has surprised me.
Yeah, I don't think I know enough. We said it before, haven't we? There's not been the development put into her and any of the Langhams really.
Yeah.
Enough for me to even care whether she's got a job or not. So this whole thing has been pretty ridiculous. And when the answers are staring you in the face, you're yelling them at the telly. Actually, all it is Marley can't be arsed doing it anymore, but he also can't afford anybody else not to do it. So what's it going to be? Are you going to pull your finger out and run your business, or are you going to close it down? Because to me, they seem like your two options right now if you're not willing to put the effort in, lad. It doesn't make sense. And you just know that we're going to get scenes where Theo's doing a lesson at the crack of dawn, and Marley's going to be there anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You just know we're going to see it, so why don't Marley just do them? He did them before.
It is very weird. Like I say,
Crazy.
I don't understand the logistics of the board job.
I don't know, but I want Lacey's job.
Yeah, part-time hours with a full-time wage is a pretty cushy deal, to be fair.
Yeah, and I'm happy with that. Chit-chatting all day in the surf club. Yeah, watching everyone punch each other. Yeah, sign me up. Somebody at work said today that somebody in the planning department joined, and they had the same name as him, and then for a while he kept getting sent planning applications, and I was like, oh my god, how do people get this lucky? I was like, I would have loved that. That's so juicy.
That's so funny.
I said I'd have been approving all the HMOs.
Oh, dear.
Right, Max avoiding Levi, isn't she, this week, which I found incredibly unfair, and I was really cross with Mac this week about this, because I know she's going through it, and I know that this is really, really grueling on her physically and mentally, but he's going through it as well. I felt like he ended up feeling second citizen to her because of her reactions throughout this. Be interesting to hear your take. But like she was busying herself off to work, but actually goes and sits with Tani all day. Ugh, what? You know what I mean? And Levi is taking it right rough throughout all this, and he's having to talk to Abby to get sense out of it, and I'm just like, the poor guy is walking on eggshells. He's bending over backwards to try and he's scared to even say what he thinks because he's worried about what that's going to mean for her and what it's going to do to her, and she can't even have the decency to give him a hug or go home and speak about it. It really, really peed me off.
Oh gosh, that is a strong reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest.
What did you think?
I didn't have anywhere near as strong as a reaction. I'm really struggling with this storyline, and the reason why I'm struggling is because every time they start talking or start talking about this to other people, I keep picking my phone up and I keep scrolling on social media because it's just not engaging me at all, and I'm finding it.
Fair enough.
I'm just finding it a bit and I'm just not interested. So I do agree with you. I am on Levi's side. I do think she's treated him really poorly, and I do think they needed that conversation. And I think Abs's little speech to her was spot on. He's going through it as well, because she was like, "Why is he telling you private information?" And she was like, "Well, he hasn't got you to talk to."
Yeah.
Who do you think he's going to talk to? He needs to talk about this as well. You're not the only one. And she was spilling her guts to Tane, so I thought that was a bit of a,
that's what annoyed me. That's when I got a bit irate, to be honest.
It annoyed me as well. But apart from that, I'll be honest, I've missed a lot of these conversations because I've just not. I've just treated them like the advert break, and I've gone, "Oh, I'll get a drink while these are on," or I'll just pick my phone up and check that message that came in.
Well, that's all right. It's different stroke. It's just,
Yeah.
either it gets you or it doesn't, and obviously it's not for you.
No.
And that's fair enough. I'm not particularly that invested in the IVF stuff. I mean, I think it's an important story to tell, and I'm glad we're tackling it.
Yes.
Because the last IVF stuff we did was Tory, and that was a bit far fetched. But I did enjoy it.
Stealer. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think I'm glad we've got it. Is it the most interesting version of this story? No. But I'm glad I felt something this week. I'm glad I felt anger.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was annoyed at her. I think if she'd have buggered off to work like she said she did and was busy in herself, I could accept it as a coping mechanism. She's burying her head in the sand. She needs to get out of the house. She will talk to him, although it's unfair to leave him suffering and in agony about it all. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do for yourself, haven't you? I could have got that, but it's the fact that she lied and went to Tane that really peed me off.
Yeah. That wasn't
So,
cool. And
no.
it was hypocritical because then she turned around to Abs and said, "Why is he telling you?"
Yeah.
And she's family. Tane's not. I know he's like found family, but he's not really. They're not that close these days, I did
not.
find that a bit jarring. That is when I paid attention. That conversation she had with Abby on the stairs when Abs gave it to her straight and said, "He's got no one to talk to because you keep avoiding him, so he's have to come to me. I'm not his first choice, but there you go." I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Abs is a good character for this kind of conversation.
Well,
I think.
I think I even put a tweet out. I think it was my night on the tweets, and I said, "Comes to something when Abs is the most grown-up character on an episode."
That's true. Who'd have thought? Yeah.
I mean, the poor girl, all she ever does is work.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
She's, especially with when Marley's not been around, she's thrown her head into work, and she's become quite a good bar person, hasn't she? People sharing their problems.
Yeah, and dealing with Remi all week, bless her. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about Remi because he's still drinking tequila and listening to no one. Eden's worrying, and I think we were messaging earlier. Was like, we don't really know why because. What is Eden getting out of this, really? Come on.
Nothing.
Oh, why does she bother? Cash tells her you can't help a guy, who doesn't want to be helped. And she still tries anyway. He's all over the place. He's like drunk. He's salt drunk, texting Brie, and she's inadvertently arrives there, having ghosted him. And there's this altercation where he grabs her arm, isn't there? And Cash has to do his deep, shouty voice, and we're all going, "Oh, God, Cash, go home, Remi."
I love this.
Like,
I love Copper Cash.
Business. I know. When the voice drops, you're like, "Oh shit, we're in trouble."
You're in trouble, mate.
Now he doesn't make it home because they end up downstairs in the surf club, don't they? And oh God, they're in this row, and Remi punches him, and you're just like, what the hell? Remi, this week, I can imagine, I am braced for your say on the bay, because I can imagine there's a reaction to Remi this week.
There are a few reactions. Actually, there are more tweets and more comments about other characters on this week.
Oh, really? Interesting.
There are a few choice words about Remi, but not many people have been saying.
He's insufferable, isn't he?
He is a bit. Oh, there's no coming back from this now. It's just it's getting to a point where he's digging, and I don't know how he's going to get himself out of this hole.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I completely agree. And this whole, he assaults Cash. Now, at that point, I was ready for handcuffing him because I'm thinking that's how you'll stop him drinking.
Yeah.
You'll teach him a lesson. Spend a night in the cell.
Yeah.
and he might wake up tomorrow morning with a clearer head and an apologetic tone. Now they don't want to do that for some reason, and maybe it was a bit premature to maybe do that. I don't know. They try and sort of they give him the benefit of the doubt, don't they? And he ends up just on the booze, on the booze. He's quite vile when he's interacting with some of the other characters,
Yeah.
especially those closest to him. Eden feels like she's got to babysit him, and Cash has to spend the whole day convincing her to actually be a couple with him instead. And yeah, he wants to go riding his bike, doesn't he? He's half cut. He's looking for his keys. They have to take them off him, and Eden hides them over at Cash's place. And he's just insufferable looking for these keys. He's spitting, horrible words at people, and his attitude, and oh dear God. And then next thing, he's only gone and turned his house over looking for these keys, and takes off on his bike pissed anyway.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, he's not going to come off the bike because that happened, and he ended up with Pinky and Perky, you'll remember.
Yeah.
That already
We've seen
happened,
that.
didn't
We've
it?
seen that,
Yeah,
haven't we?
so I'm
Yeah.
thinking that's not going to happen. So when I think having his house trashed, I think the red mist descended on poor Cash, didn't it? And when he started his shift, he went out on his patrol car. We don't know if he was looking for him, but I'm going to say he was.
He found him regardless. Yeah.
And he locked him up, didn't he? And he was fuming. I was a little bit. I felt in trouble myself watching it, because sometimes Cash can be quite funny. He's quite a funny character.
Yeah.
Even in his serious policey stuff, I've never been scared of him, or
No.
I think he's a good policeman, and I think he's I think he suits the role. But this was one of those moments where when the teacher's gone crazy and the entire the class is silent.
Yes.
And it's never not normally silent because the teacher's lost it.
Yes.
It was like that, wasn't it? I was like, oh God, he's lost it.
It was very much like a dad vibe. When dads that don't get angry. That's my dad. My dad's not a very angry person. Like, I don't see him get mad very often, which means that when he does get mad, it's scary because it's like, whoa, where did that come from? And I think that's what Cash has got. Even when he's mad at work, he's got this almost dry sarcasm undertone of it, hasn't he?
Yeah.
But that was not there with this. This was just stern.
Yeah.
By the book. I mean, I'm not being funny. He gave him so many chances, because I feel sorry for Cash, because this bloke is, whether he wants it or not, he lives with Cash's fiance, so he feels kind of responsible for Eden and Eden's reaction to what Cash does in this situation. And he doesn't want to cause a problem for Eden and put a sort of rift between Eden and Remi, and he feels responsible for that if he pushes it too far. But also, it's bloody embarrassing to have to arrest someone that your fiance lives with for assaulting you in your police uniform in the middle of the day in public. That's embarrassing. He let him off too much, I think. Like you, I was kind of screaming at the TV and saying, put him, don't arrest him, but caution him. Tell him he's drunk and disorderly. Put him in the cells for the night. Let him sleep it off, and then have a word with him in the morning when he's sober and say, you can't do this again and can't do that again. That's where I thought we should have gone with it. And I did tweet something similar this week, but we didn't go there because Cash was trying to sort of let Remi come to that conclusion on his own.
Yeah, and I think that was part of it. Was Eden as well. I think he was trying not to.
Yeah.
For her sake.
He was trying to appease both of them and not put a rift between them. And also, when we talk about Eden and why is she feeling so responsible for Remi, I think there's that underlying kind of unspoken elephant in the room. Is Remi still bankrolling that house? Is he still paying all the bills? And she's living under his roof. Does she still feel a little bit kind of like she has to
indebted to him?
Yeah, a little bit. And obviously she wanted a music career, and they had that gig recently, and I feel like she needs to keep Remi on side because she wants to do the music thing and she wants to do it with him. He's her best friend. he seems to still be paying for everything. You know, Kirby's gone now, and that wage is gone.
Yeah.
And it's a bit awkward.
True. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. I've not thought about the sort of financials, but yeah, Eden is sort of reliant on him, really, isn't she?
Yeah,
When you think
until
about it.
Eden and Cash get married, and maybe they talk about living together eventually. I mean, that's another elephant in the room that they've not said.
Yeah.
They've brought the wedding forward, but they've got no plans. You know, where are they going to live?
Yeah, they live separately. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. Mm.
So all of
Yeah.
that was in my mind when I was watching it this week. I wasn't just thinking about Remi. I was thinking about the whole dynamics of these characters and everything around it. And I was like, this is actually a bit of a mess.
It is a bit. How do you write this correct? I don't know.
Yeah.
I was happy, I must say, that Eden, having found out that Cash had arrested him and thrown the book at him, I was happy that Eden didn't say to Cash, "Why'd you do that?"
Yes.
Because I thought that's where we were headed.
Yeah.
You know, defending him,
Yeah.
even though he's indefensible at this stage.
Yeah, he's crossed the line now. I think maybe she's realised that what she was doing didn't work, and maybe this is the next tactic to try.
Yeah.
What other choice have they got, really? I mean, if he'd killed somebody, if he'd gone out on that bike and killed someone or killed himself, it's serious now. There's no coming back from drink driving, is there? How do you...
No. I watched this as well, and I was thinking this storyline was very Kate Ritchie.
Oh,
He was just over the thing, wasn't he? He's going through turmoil.
yeah.
He's only just over the limit. He was a 0.7 he blew or something, wasn't he? And he said you're just over. I wonder if it was sort of inspired by...
Oh, God, it's a bit close to home, darling, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Does make you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah. Ooh.
Glad to hear she's back on the airwaves and doing better, I must say.
Yes.
Right, Irene is remembering things again this week, and we're getting some flashbacks. Flashing way back in some of these now.
I love these.
Yeah.
Can I just say, this is the best part of the Irene story, and thank you to all the people that put these together and curated these clips and came up with them and made them look amazing. Like, I know there's a lot of work involved in the background, and I've enjoyed I've watched these. I've rewound and watched these a few times because they happen so fast, don't they? And she goes to hug one person, and then she's hugging another person, and it's like, oh, that was Bella a minute ago, and now it's Chloe or whoever.
Yeah.
So really good. I've enjoyed.
And it's quite fun to try and remember them. You know.
Yes.
And, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes you back to another time in your life, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And our friend Marty, that we did a recent Coastal News Investigates podcast episode with, and he talked us through the sort of decision of picking these flashbacks and all the work that went into them and having to sort of color grade them and make them look right for today's TV because they're all in different sizes and whatever. So like, I know a lot of work went into this, but I have really enjoyed watching them. Really
I think they've been great. And I think you and I spoke, didn't we, about it? We preferred this to returnee characters in the end.
Definitely.
I think it was a good choice. Yeah. A lot of work's gone in, and they are good. And these were really good because some of these were way back.
Yeah.
I think we saw Finn for the first time in this one.
We did.
Damien.
We saw Damien with his dreadlocks.
I know. Now John and her...
when dreadlocks weren't like cultural appropriation. Like, you just wouldn't do it now, would you? You just wouldn't go there. But back in the day, like cornrows and dreadlocks, they were kind not okay, but you know what I mean? They were in.
Yeah, they were about.
They were a choice, and people chose them, but you just wouldn't do that nowadays. I found that really funny, actually. That kind of like, oh God, yeah, I remember that. No.
It does. It takes you. It transports you to a different time, doesn't it?
It does.
And you know, we talk a lot about how different the show is now and how times have changed, and the show is a lot slicker now, and it does look a lot better, and it looks different, and it is different. It's tonally, it's different, and it just sort of had that little sprinkle of the old there, taking you back for a minute, a split second. It is good. Now, John and her talk about how beautiful the bay is. They're looking out. They're sat on that bench. They're looking out wistfully, aren't they, over the bay? And she says that she's glad David bought the house. You know, it's going to someone good. She's passing the baton on. I think I think that was interesting dialogue because I think we needed to hear it. I know I did.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bit like, I don't like it. Don't like it. No, 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 no. But I feel like I've been given permission to accept it at some point now that Irene said that, you know. And she's finalizing all the travel plans, including her trip to northern Siberia, rural USSR. She's got a few stops up there.
But the logistics of this, I want to see the itinerary. I'll be honest. Give me
I
a copy,
know.
Leah. I want to see the itinerary because it's kind of insane what she's planning to do.
She's
Yeah.
going. What was that fella on Friends? He went to Minsk for 6 months. That's what she's doing.
David, the science guy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Minsk.
Yeah.
So she's going to some strange places. If you look at the way the pins are on that map, when she says, "Let's have a kiki, lock the doors." As the song goes, she wants a real rip snorter. She says she's having a party, and if I'm leaving, I want to leave with a bang. So they plan. I don't know if that's. I
was going to say, I hope that's not a literal bang. This is Home and Away, for God's sake.
We've been here before.
Oh dear, too many times. Yes.
Yeah. So they plan it in a month out from now. And the next day, the rest of the gang, Leah, John, Justin, they go round to plan it, and she's missing. And immediately, this was a real. Whatever opinions we've got, and we'll come on to them in a mo. This was a real interesting, very, very TV moment where we're moving forward, we're moving ahead, we've made a decision, everything's going to plan, we're having a party, we're elated, we're feeling elation, we're having a party and it's going to be good. And then we're literally reminded with a slap that she's ill. And that she's lost her mind and she can forget, and she's, and you because we have forgotten at this point. It's been a little while since we've had any symptoms of her Alzheimer's, and then we're planning all this stuff, and we've been knowing everything and where we are and what we're doing, and then suddenly we don't. And it was like a real big slap in the face, reminding me, bloody hell, she's serious. This, I'm here getting on board with this, that she's going to go. And I thought it was really clever, of them to decide to do that. There's a big search party, isn't there? John tracks her down at the diner. She thinks she still works there. She's woken up and gone and done a shift. Did you feel the same? Like, did you feel like this was a big cold shock reminder that she's poorly?
I don't think I need reminding, because I think I've been feeling really uncomfortable with her leaving and going abroad on her own for a couple of weeks now, because
understandably so.
I'm just like, I feel like they made a mistake almost in going so in with the symptoms at the beginning. And I was in the garden in the middle of the night, and I don't know how I got there. I forgot I was babysitting Archie, and I nearly left the house and left him on his own. There were so many big moments, not just forgetting like small things, but forgetting huge things that have a consequence, have an impact on other people. And I've been sort of worried for a while now about this going around the world on her own thing, and I've tweeted a few times about how I can't imagine how this is going to work, and is she going to forget who she is in an airport somewhere, or she's going to wake up in a hotel in some foreign country and not know how she got there and have a meltdown on her own. I've been sort of worried about this for a while. So I didn't need this reminder, but I felt vindicated by it, because I was like, this is not a woman that I would send traveling alone.
Yeah.
It's I feel like John is talking for me at the moment, because everyone else is planning this party and they're sort of trying to be happy about it because they want Irene to be happy, and John can't even pretend. And I feel like I'm John, because I can't pretend I'm happy, or that I think this is a good idea, because I don't. I think it's awful.
No, I think that's John's purpose in this storyline. John is the audience.
Yes.
And I think he's doing a really fab job at it.
Yeah.
Because I think John is supposed to be us in this. He's supposed to be our spokesperson, because I think he's speaking for us all.
Mm.
It's funny, I've got that on my notes here, just a bit further down. Johnny's speaking for the audience.
Yeah.
You're not on your own with that feeling. He is the voice of reason in all this.
Yeah.
And that's that. I think that's why he is breaking our hearts.
Yes. Yeah, I think I said that
Also,
to you this week, didn't I? I'm not crying about Irene leaving. When it was announced that she was leaving, I really thought that I would be in bits still. I mean, I was in bits when she got diagnosed. I was in bits when we realized this is how she was going to leave. And initially I was crying at all the flashbacks and everything else. Now I feel a little bit stepped back from that. And the only time I really get upset now is when I see John looking so crestfallen because he's losing his best friend, but he's losing her even quicker than he wanted to, because she's actually physically leaving now. She's not just got this diagnosis, which is basically a death sentence, which she was absolutely devastated by. But now he doesn't even get to see her. He doesn't even get to spend any time with her between now and the inevitable. He's losing her immediately. And he's worried about her because she's going to go abroad, and he's seen her at her worst, and it's now, like I am, is imagining her in a foreign country on her own, being at that sort of low point, which makes me feel sick. I can't imagine how he feels. So it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I completely get it. He is voicing the concerns that everybody's got. You know, and if I step back at it and look at it a bit objectively, take my feelings out of it for a minute, and my attachment to Irene and everything, you know, I think it's you need that voice in the story, right?
Yeah.
Because she doesn't seem to be listening to it or willing to listen to other voices. Like she's been saying quite a long, I just need your support. I just need your support. You know, this is what I'm dealing with, and this is what I want to do. And everybody else is sort of told the line. I think in a storyline like this, you've got to have someone who's willing to stick their head above the parapet.
Yeah.
You know, and say you're making a mistake, and it makes for compelling viewing as a result, because it causes friction.
Yeah.
You know, that moment where they're packing up the car outside a house today, also known as the Bayside Diner location back in the day, and he just walks off, and Irene's almost doesn't even acknowledge that he did it. I don't know if this significantly.
Yeah. No, none of them did, really. Justin kind of called out after him, but nobody really went, oh God, is John okay? They all carried on packing up the car and just getting on with it.
Yeah.
Dana turned up and the conversation changed.
Yeah. So it's almost like Irene's like burying her head in the sand herself when it comes to John and addressing John's concerns.
Yeah.
She's not gone after him. She's not pleaded with him. She's not trying to convince him otherwise. She's just, in that moment, I just thought, God, Irene's just accepted that they're not going to agree. And then we're facing potentially one of the best friendships on the show.
Yeah.
Finishing in tatters here.
Yeah.
And that makes good drama, let's face it.
It does. And it's making me upset for John rather than upset for Irene. Which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting to be crying for Irene.
For Irene going, it'll be interesting to see what you're like on her exit then, because we know that's coming within the next episode. I mean, the next 2 episodes are going to be her, aren't they? Let's face it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see, because I think in the moment, I think we'll get swept up, and I think we'll feel it, and I think reality will hit that we're losing. This is a massive. This is one of those exits where the show's not going to feel the same, and I do think we'll get swept up on it. You'll probably prove me wrong next weekend.
No, I think I will. I think up until this point, I think other things have crept into the storyline that I wasn't expecting, that have made me feel things I wasn't expecting to feel.
Yeah.
And I was expecting to feel sad for Irene, obviously, and I expected to feel sad for her leaving and coming to terms with this person that's been on my TV for all this time, and now she's not going to be there a week after next because she's going to be gone. And I was expecting to feel sad about that, but there's so much that's crept into this storyline that's made me go, hang on a minute, what about this? And hang on a minute, I'm worrying about things I wasn't expecting to worry about. I'm crying about things I wasn't expecting to cry about. I'm absolutely baffled by some things, like the fact that Finlay seems to be living much nearer to Irene than I ever thought she was. and that she's leaving in 3 days, and she's got time before that to go and visit Finn and the grandkids, and pack her house, and do this, and have a party. And I'm like, I thought Finn lived so far away that that's why she never visited, and that's why we never see them, and we never.
Yeah.
But she obviously lives up the road, which is completely. And it's taken me out of
Yeah.
Irene's story, because
I
I'm
get
going,
that. Yeah.
what?
Very valid, because that is an oversight, definitely.
It's just taken me out of the story a bit, because I'm too busy going, hang on a minute, this doesn't make sense. Hang on a minute, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, even Finn letting her do this.
Yeah.
You know, she definitely needed some phone calls, or like, you know, the phone ringing, it's
Yeah.
Finn ringing, and she's red buttoning her, you
Yes.
know, or something, you know, so that we know that she's not happy about it, or something. But I mean, this is a soap, and we're all gonna have our, you know, this is how you pick apart a soap, innit? You know what I mean?
It's because we all feel like she's our mum. She's like our
Yeah.
TV mum or our TV nan, depending on your
Yeah.
age. And
Yeah.
I would not let my mother
Great grand.
with Alzheimer's tour the world on her own. I just couldn't do it.
No.
To be honest, my
No.
mother hasn't got Alzheimer's, and I wouldn't let her tour half of the country on her own. You know what I mean? Like, just wouldn't.
No. Irene is similar age to mine, and she'd be absolutely petrified at the thought.
Exactly.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
There was a sort of a blink and you miss it throwaway line tonight that she's going to have health workers at various points.
That was with the Brie conversation, wasn't it? I didn't really get that.
Yeah, so there's going to be some sort. It's almost like there's been some remedies to some of the concerns, but it needs to be better than this. It's not. I'm sorry, that kind of explanation doesn't really cut the mustard to me. Unless someone's going with her, she's going to have, someone she can trust to travel with her. I'm still nervous about her going. But me and you were laughing flippantly. Wednesday's not our problem, is she? Do you know what I mean?
I know. I should be more sad about that, but I've got too many thoughts going around my head, which are actually taking up more room than the fact that she's leaving, which I think is a bit of a shame. But I think maybe that's just me, and maybe it's just my overthinking of this storyline.
Maybe, but I mean, we're right to overthink it because we've watched this for 34 years.
Yeah.
Or watched Irene for that long. You know what I mean? Like, we're right to overthink it because we care.
Yes.
I know it's not real, but you do care when you invested so much time in it yourself. Do you know what I mean? You do.
Yeah.
Of course you do. And that's why you overthink it. I just wish Irene would overthink a few things a bit more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. She's so chill.
Yeah. Now, this conversation with Brie sort of talks Irene into doing it a bit sooner. She's had this scare. She's, got dragged out of work. I mean, how nobody at work stopped her. There was all these extras working there. They just thought, oh, Irene's back.
And there was a girl in the kitchen, and she just kept side-eyeing her, and I was like, why is she not phoned her boss? Her boss now is Leah.
Have you just let her work?
Yeah. Oh, let her do the tills. I can't be asked. I've got a hangover.
So, the bloody hell, the mad one's back. Why?
I'd have been ringing my boss, Leah, and saying, you know that Irene's here and she's not rostered on, right? What's going on?
Somebody's not taken Irene's security pass off her. She's just buzzed herself in. So after that, and after that moment there, she's obviously that conversation with Bree. I think we're supposed to take from it wasn't very explicit. It needed to be more direct, but it was like I'm getting worse. I need to go now. If I'm going to do it, I need to go now. And so it goes from 3 weeks' time to 3 days' time, doesn't it? And it shocks everyone, but they're willing to do it for her. And John, I think John's tapped out at this point. He can't do it. He's got to try and write this speech. He can't do it. This party, I think, is going to be the bit that gets us.
Yes.
Because I think it's going to become a bit real.
Yes.
That she's off.
I think this is what I need to bring me back into it, and to bring me back into the realization that she is going, and whether I like it or not, I've got to accept it.
Yeah.
And I want her to have a good send off, at least, even if I don't necessarily agree with how it's gone so far. I do think she deserves a bloody good send-off. I do think she deserves that recognition, and we need the chance to say goodbye. And I think that's what I'm hoping for next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, fingers crossed. It's great. I mean, when we talked to Marty the other week, he said, I hope we've done an icon justice. So I'm, I think, like I say, this show generally does exits really well.
Yeah.
There's been a huge build up. I think the fact of how long it's gone on, actually, with nothing really happening, really is part of the problem here about us
Yeah.
feeling it.
Yeah.
So let's just see how we go next few days and see what happens, eh?
Right, Si, it's time for your say on the bay.
Ah, my say on the bay.
Ah, well, actually, no.
Oh, okay.
But yes, kind
I'll
of.
sit on my hands. Hang on.
Kind of. I've been digging through social media. I've been reading
Mm.
comments and reactions from people who've watched Home and Away in the UK this week, and I'm going to read some of those out. Before I do that, just a quick reminder that we are also on social media. So we are Coastal News Podcast. Our handle is at Coastal News Pod. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky, etc., etc. We also tweet along live. So what we do is we watch the show 6:30 till 7 p.m. Monday to Friday on 5-Star in the UK. And while we're watching it, we jump on 2 apps. We use X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and we use Instagram. And we use on X, we use the UK hashtag Home and Away UK. So jump on there or jump on our Instagram channel and have a chat with us. Tell us what you think about what's happening as you watch the show live. But if you don't do social medias and you can't join the tweet along, we have our new shiny form on our website, which Si mentioned at the top of the episode. So if you go to coastalnewspod.com and you navigate to the Your Say on the Bay page, there's a form there, and you put your little name in and you put your little comment in, and that comes straight to us, and then we can read it out on Your Say on the Bay.
Nice and easy.
Simples, as the meerkats say. Hopefully. So, let's talk about what people think about what's happened this week.
Yes. Come on, then.
Let's talk about it. So first up, we've got Rue, Cohen, and Adrian, that little triangle of joy. What do people think about this? So, first of all, I went over to Facebook. So,
Oh, right, okay.
Let's have a look.
Starting with the big guns.
Starting with Facebook, let's have a little think. So Marion on Facebook says, I hope they've looked into Adrian's background.
You said this.
Is he in a position to take on his child? Yeah, I have the same thoughts, Marion. I don't know this guy from Adam, and I don't yet have... I don't feel comfortable yet. Yeah.
Yeah, very good point, actually. One I'd overlooked. So you've all opened my eyes, actually, today.
It just feels a little too Home and Away for it to...
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Be all tied up and nicely packaged, and that's the dad, and off he goes. There's always a twist. You know, like when we had... what was his name? Andrew, and his mum turned up and took him away, and it wasn't his mum.
Oh, it was a cult leader. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I mean, this guy's had a DNA test, but the question for me, I mean, Marion says, is he in a position to take on the child? The question for me is, why did mum never want him in his life?
Yeah.
Why did she want to live in a tent rather than go to the dad? That's, for me, the issue, but there we go.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm glad I'm not the only one thinking it, though. Sherry on Facebook says, I think Rue should write to Cohen's mum and let her know Adrian is on the scene. There must be a reason she left and kept Cohen away from him. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking as well, Sherry. So
you're all on it, you lot, aren't you?
People are trepidation with this, unfortunately. Emma Dale on Twitter says, really annoyed with Rue. Adrian told Cohen the truth and needed to know it. Rue has no right to hide the truth. Yeah, I think we said that earlier.
That's
didn't
true.
we?
Yeah. Rue, absolutely. It's not... Rue was out of order.
Yeah.
Again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rue's not winning any fans with this storyline, which is... Everyone's been shouting for fostering and that kind of thing being brought back on the show. And I said to you before the Eliza thing, didn't I? I think this is going to be the redemption story of Rue, and
Yeah,
we're
this will
finally going to
bring Rue
like her.
back from the brink, you were saying, yeah.
Yeah, and
Mm.
Eliza didn't, and it looks like Cohen hasn't either, I'll be honest. Because if I carry on reading, Mr. David on Twitter says Rue is really so unlikable, and her shambolic fostering approach makes me miss Pippa so much. So yeah, we're not a fan. We're not a fan of Rue's fostering style.
No, I think I've said before, I don't mind her making mistakes, providing that she
But no
shows
one
me
else can.
growth. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She can make all the mistakes she likes, but if anyone else makes one, she's on
Well,
it.
yeah, this is the problem. It's her personality, isn't it? That I think is ruining it. I think it's not natural that she's going to make mistakes at fostering because she's never done it before. You know, and I don't mind that if she learns and grows from it. But like you say, her personality overlays it all, and she ends up doing silly things, saying silly things,
Yeah.
responding in a certain way that you just can't get on board with her. You're like, come on, that's not cricket, girl.
Yeah, exactly. And I think everyone's calling this out, and it's a shame because it was an opportunity for us to sort of like Rue again.
Yeah.
And sort of, you know, her redemption and all that kind of stuff, and it's just not happened. And Sarah on Twitter, 30th Floor, said this week, where does Rue get her multiple faces from? I mean, she gets them from Martha Senior, but it's a good point.
Who literally has some sort of multiple personality disorder.
Well, and she faked her own death for most of her child's life, and you know,
I mean, yeah, it's all Freudian.
Yeah, Rue comes from some interesting stock, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm surprised she's this normal.
That's true. But she does have parenting issues, and she has mummy issues, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Let's face it. Yeah. So not a lot of positivity going on the comments in terms of Rue Cohen. A lot of trepidation and a lot of sort of pointing the finger at Rue, really. Not unexpected, I don't think. What about Irene? Moving on about Irene's story. Just before I do move on, Mr. David did tweet this week and he let us know. He says, Home and Away fans, there's an interview with Lynn McGranger in this week's Inside Soap Bag.
Oh, right. Okay.
So if anybody wants to grab that, bearing in mind that we don't see her leave till Tuesday, you might want to read it after Tuesday. I don't know what's in it, but I'm just thinking there could be spoilers in it that we might want to not know about till Tuesday. But thanks, Mr. David, for tweeting that, because I didn't know that she was in Inside Soap Bag this week. So some people might buy that already, or some people might go out of their way to buy it. You don't know.
Oh, and scan it in for us, Dals.
Yeah, put it on the old shopping list. Why not? So Hannah on Twitter says, all the flashback scenes are making me emotional, even the ones that have characters in that I'm too young to remember. And the scenes between Irene and John on the bench had me crying, and the diner scene was emotional too. Yeah, everyone's loving these flashbacks.
They are good, aren't they?
They are.
I think it was a very good choice, actually.
Yes.
I applaud this decision.
Yeah, it is really good. And it's just that necessary reminder of all the things she's done.
Yeah.
She's done so much, and it's
and
just
all
nice
the
to see it.
haircuts.
All the haircuts, yeah. And not just Irene, but everyone else. Yeah.
There's some cork in Marilyn's on them.
Yes.
In there.
Yes, I've loved it. I've loved seeing the old fashioned come back, on the screen. So lots of people saying loving the flashbacks. Facebook, Shirley says love seeing the flashbacks. Ali says love the flashbacks. Julie says I remember all of these, and Chris and Selena were my favourites. Mark saying I love the flashbacks and seeing the old characters. Helen saying yes, me too, and seeing Chris/Johnny is so sad. And Francis saying there was a lovely scene with John, and us seeing Irene's memories. It's good to see Angel in the flashbacks. Everyone's absolutely adoring all of this. So
yeah,
for
not
me,
a bad
it's
word to say.
No, I think for me, it's one of the best things about her leaving is that we've managed to see these. So I think a lot of people are sort of saying the same thing.
And you know what? Home and Away is not one of those shows that is regularly repeated.
Yes.
You know, like the old Corries are on every day.
Yeah.
You know,
and EastEnders. EastEnders is being redone on one of the channels.
Yeah, and you never see old episodes of Home and Away knocking about. So it's interesting to see and remind ourselves. Yeah.
So now I've read you some positive things out about Irene.
Oh, right, okay. Right, go on.
I'm going to change the tone slightly. So
Go on, pick my drink up.
going over to Facebook, I've got Charlotte who says, I can't understand how she's leaving to go on the world trip when she can't even remember so much. This storyline sucks.
Yeah, that makes sense though, doesn't it?
That's quite... The storyline sucks is quite damning though, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Considering it's a Legends exit.
Yes, and she goes on to say, I've worked with dementia patients for over 40 years and no way would we send them off on a happy holiday journey if they were this far advanced as Irene. That's interesting as well. Yeah, so Charlotte's saying the storyline sucks, but she's also
unrealistic.
saying, I've got experience in this as well, so I feel like we have to take her comment on board for that.
Yeah, it's not just me and you going, oh God.
No, I've got no experience of Alzheimer's or dementia, but even I'm like, oh, this feels a bit much. To hear someone else saying that and saying, nah, it's interesting, isn't it? Jamie says, Irene's forgotten she doesn't work at the diner anymore. Are we still to believe that she can travel the world on her own?
Yeah, no. I think this is why they tried to remedy this a bit.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier in the pod about the quick comment about there being a health worker at various points.
Not all the time though. There'll be times when she's in an airport, she's on a plane, she's in a hotel.
But like, you could have been glancing at your phone and missed that line. It doesn't change. It wasn't such a big revelation that it's changed any circumstances or made me. It's not eased me at all.
No,
you know.
No.
It feels. Nothing feels like it should match. You know, it feels like she's going on this journey as someone who perhaps would have been diagnosed with early onset. You know. Go for a few weeks now before I knuckle down and get my affairs in order.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like someone who has just forgotten she sold a business and gone and opened up.
No. Yeah.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard, but I know it's not real, but there is. It's a soap, so there is some sort of realism to it, and it's complex actually. There's many layers to it.
Yeah, definitely. And how do people that are in her shoes at home watching it feel? Do they feel like, oh, if Irene can do it, so can I? Or do they think ridiculous? Because there's no way I'd have a panic attack if I got to an airport.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
There was a comment on Your Say on the Bay a few weeks back about practicalities when you have Alzheimer's and you can get confused so easily, and you're being given all these instructions on an aircraft. There was a comment about that a few weeks ago, and that stuck with me because I thought, oh my God, yeah.
And we take that for granted, don't we?
Yeah.
I think people are struggling with it, I'll be honest. Unfortunately. It is a shame because it's kind of tainted the storyline a little bit, but, you know, we'll see what happens next week. Nina's talking to Bree on Twitter. She's addressing Bree directly. She says, no, Bree, Irene should not go travelling unless two people are going with her, so someone will be awake with her the whole time. Come on, Irene. She put, come on, Irene. This is the wake-up call you need to realise travelling is not a good idea. Yeah.
It's hard in it because you wouldn't want it. There's so much she wants to do, and I'm thinking, I'm torn because I'm like, I wouldn't want her to say, don't do it. But
be sensible with it.
I think I would feel more comfortable if someone was going with her.
Yes.
I think that's the problem here. Yeah. I
know we're supposed to feel better because when she gets to a place, she's meant to be meeting up with Bella and you know, VJ and whoever, but I'm like, but she's got to get there.
Like, can you imagine waking up on board that top deck of the Qatar and thinking, where the bloody hell am I?
Without you and Julie, I would have had a meltdown. I would have hated it. I would have absolutely hated it.
What the bloody hell is she trying to feed me? Who's this?
One of the chicken puff doll. I can't fit one in. Yeah. 23 hours on a plane without you two, I don't think I'd have made it, I'll be honest. And I don't have Alzheimer's.
I'm shocked you made it with us.
At least we're all in it together. Yes. Oh dear. Yeah.
Excuse me, can I invite you to our dinner? Yes.
Can
What
invite
else
you
am I doing?
to the dinner service?
No, sorry, I've got something on.
It's the only thing that I enjoy about being on a plane. I hate being on a plane, but I do like it when they give me food to distract me. And that goes with every area of my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me food. I'm happy then. Tamsin from Pop Goes the Tam Tam podcast says, I just realised that no one who works in the diner bothered to call Leah and let her know that Irene was there. Yeah, it's a massive oversight, that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a bit awkward. Watching that girl in the kitchen, just watching her out the side of her eye, I was like, hello? You're just going to let her do all the work while you get paid? Okay.
It is a bit like, you know, like if you went to work at someone who had recently left under a cloud.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to work and they
And
were
they're
back
there.
and they were just doing the normal duties and you would all be in the corner going, the fuck?
I'd have to
Wouldn't
go
you?
and say something. I'd be like, oh,
I'd be
are you back?
No, I'd be like, have you seen she's back? What the fuck's going on? This place is getting ridiculous.
I'd have to go and ask. I'm a nosy cow. Be like, oh, what are you doing back here? Or at least ring my manager and say, do you know so-and-so's back in the office?
No,
Yeah.
I'd be in the corner like, I bet she's lawyered up. I said, I bet she's in the union.
Oh, dear me. That's so funny. Oh, dear me. That's so funny.
Can you imagine if we worked together? Oh, my Lord.
We never get any work done. We'd have to be in the union. We'd have to run the union. Anyway. I went back over to Facebook and there's people asking questions on Facebook, as they do. And why not? Because these are good questions. So
Yeah.
Sharon says, why doesn't Marilyn buy half the diner? Well, yeah.
Oh, why not? Because she wasn't asked.
Why doesn't she have the money? Where does her money go? Like, what does she spend it on? She lives in a spare room.
Lip gloss.
Yeah, it's very weird. Again, the finances of the board shop and the Marilyn finances equally baffling. Caroline on Facebook says, why don't Harper and Dana buy the house?
Well, this is another thing. She's a nurse. She's a social worker. They bet they could rustle up the cash.
Yeah, I don't know. I was wondering about this. I can't imagine how expensive that house on the beach
Well, yeah, I
might
suppose
be.
so. Yeah.
And how much you've got to get the deposit together, haven't you? And quickly. They probably could have done it eventually, but I don't know.
But same logic as Marilyn. Where's the money been going?
Yeah, I don't know. It's but it is baffling. It is baffling we don't understand the finances in Summer Bay, really.
No,
do
but
we?
I mean, money's never an object. It goes back to the sort of appeal of the show, doesn't it? And how idyllic it is. No one's got money trouble.
Yeah, the ever-growing money tree. Yes, it obviously wasn't fruitful for Marilyn or Dana and Harper.
No.
This year, maybe next year. Okay. Do you want to hear some thoughts on Harper?
Yeah, go on.
I've already got a few. Margaret on Facebook says, Harper is such a petulant brat. Boo hoo hoo. Boo hoo hoo that Tani doesn't love her and she can't bear him liking anybody else.
No.
I can't really argue with that.
No, that's been a theme for a while, Margaret.
Yes.
Petulant brat, though.
I know, it's very strong opinion, but I can't really. It's her opinion, and I can't really mitigate it. Yeah. Tweety Tie on Twitter says, I'm sorry, I still can't take anyone seriously calling whatever it was they had a relationship. Harper and Tani were a one-night stand, and then they tried to long it out while she fought her way through Delululand.
Tweety Tie doesn't like Harper at all.
No, there's quite a lot of people in that camp.
Yeah, talks about it a lot on there, doesn't she?
But Paul on Facebook has a suggestion for Harper, which I think you'll find eye-opening.
Oh, right.
Paul says she needs a good shagging.
If you must, Paul.
Thanks for your input.
Is he offering?
I think he is. And that got one angry emoji reaction.
From Harper herself.
I didn't actually check who it was, but yes, it got one angry emoji reaction.
There's always a bloke on Facebook in there that brings it to that.
I don't normally read them out, but this week I thought, why not? Let's bring Paul into the argument. So that's Harper. So because people are so down on Harper, do you think they should be Team Jo? Si?
I hope not.
Because it's interesting, isn't it? So this week I spoke to you. Actually, let's go back to last week. So last week's pod, you asked me for my thoughts on Jo, and I was a bit like, I don't really know, doll. I don't feel anything strongly. I don't dislike her. I don't like her, but I can't really get a strong opinion. So because she was on the screen so much this week, I did ask on Twitter. I said, look, I don't seem to be able to form an opinion on her. So is she just a bit dim? Has she got good intentions? Is she a troublemaker? I'm not quite sure where she's coming from. So we had some people trying to answer the question. So Sarah 30th floor on Twitter says, yeah, not sure. I think she's used to getting what she wants.
I can see that.
Yeah. Julie says she needs to go to work and mind her own business. She's annoying me.
Yeah.
Just as I
think,
think,
also agree with that.
Yeah. Just as I think she's okay, she doesn't. She does something stupid like that kiss. Yeah. Julie's not a fan of the kiss.
The kiss was selfish.
It was.
Because he's just giving you the reason to being his children. He's not said, I'm not feeling it. He's not said, maybe another time. Well, he did say that, but he said it. But his reasoning was, I've got a child that is, and the child will always have to come above you.
Yes.
If you get into a relationship with someone who has a child, you need to know that you're beneath that child.
Yeah, and you will be for the entire life of that child.
Yeah.
And also, you'll be beneath the mother of the child because they've got to put them both first.
Yeah, like they're going to have needs and wants that are going to need to be prioritised.
Yeah.
And he told her that, and not 5 minutes later, she's doing that because she felt shut out.
Yeah.
And she didn't like it. And yeah, I really, really don't like her, I really don't like, cannot take to her at all.
I'm not feeling that strongly yet. I don't know. She's annoying, but I don't hate her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nina says, I think letting Harper know about the rental was genuine, just bad timing. Was she trying to be nice? Letting her know about the rental house? Was she rubbing her face in it? I don't know.
Yeah, no, she was being a bitch.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I could be swayed either way by a good argument. I'm just not sure.
No, I think, who does that? I mean, Tana even said that to her. Who does that?
Yeah.
Knowing the bone of contention, knowing that you're kicking her out on the road. I'm sorry, and Harper had made it quite clear that she's not interested in any sort of friendship with her.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Already by that point.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
It'd be naive of Jo to think that would work.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Is it just naivety?
Or is it games?
Yeah, don't know. Tweety Tice quoted Jo. Jo says, I'm the reason she's losing her house. And Tweety Tie says, you're not that important, babes. It was being sold regardless of you and whether you bought it, girl.
That's very true.
Yeah, can't argue with that. Definitely not. I love Tweety Tie's messages. Very to the point. Je ne sais quoi or je ne sais quoi on Twitter says, I said it the other day. Now I hate Jo even more today, and I wish she'd go away. Lots of H's. She is so damn selfish, self-centered, and annoying AF.
Could not agree more.
Yeah.
Took the words out of my mouth, je ne sais quoi.
I can see that. Why don't I feel more strongly about her if I can understand this opinion? Why don't I have a more strong reaction to it?
Do you know what it probably is? She's just a nothing character right now.
Yeah.
She turned up to the bay and now it's happened.
That's true.
Like, why should you feel? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's that.
Maybe I'm just comfortably numb like Remi. I don't know. I don't know.
Stealing album titles all over.
I know. I knew as a Pink Floyd fan. I knew it.
Yeah.
Knew
As
it.
soon as he said it, I thought, you swine.
What about Jo and Tani then? So we don't like Jo, but what do we think about Jo and Tani hooking up? So Mr. David says Jo and Tani are perfect for each other. They are both annoying, self-absorbed bullies. It sounded like a compliment till I got to the second line.
Oh, don't mince your words.
Oh, Mr. David makes me laugh. Julie says Jo and Tani do not make a good match for me. I just can't take to her at the moment.
See, we're not alone.
Not alone.
No one can take to her.
Facebook's really quite clear about how they feel about Jo and Tani. Sheila says no chemistry between them, not like with Flick. Yeah.
No, well, you do compare, don't you? As
you can't help it. Can
naturally,
you?
yeah.
Yeah. Severine has got an interesting comment. What do you think of this? Tani needs someone more like Mac, beautiful, smart, and exciting. I don't think I agree.
No, but also
it's insulting to Jo.
Yeah, like we're not saying she's not beautiful or smart. We're just saying she's a conniving bitch right now.
Yes. I don't agree that he should be with Mac either. I don't think he deserves Mac.
I don't, and I'm getting riled up about the whole Mac and Tani conversation again. I'm coming out in a rash here.
That would have been good at the time when that was first mooted, but now he doesn't deserve Mac, and that's the end of the story. Yeah.
I agree. They could have been a real good couple way back.
Yes.
As you say, but now no. Tani would ruin it.
Yeah,
Tani ruins everyone.
He does. Can't disagree with that. No. He does. He's a curse. Maria, I think Maria's slightly more on board. Maria says Jo and Tani should definitely have a chance of at least a fling. There is chemistry in there for them, both to explore whilst they're single. So I think Maria sees something that the rest of us don't.
Has she got the right channel on?
I don't know. I'll ask her. Sue, just saying the same as everyone else, really. Sue says there's just no chemistry between them and the camera doesn't lie. Shirley says, I don't think there's any feeling or magic between them whatsoever, but there's definitely something with him and Harper, only he's just not seeing it and she's trying to ignore it. No, I don't want to go there again.
No, I don't either, but God. I feel like, I mean, look, it sounds like she's going to be moving in.
Yeah.
That's going to that's great news for me because it means her and Jo are going to be absolutely arch enemies, right?
Mm-hmm.
But obviously that opens us up to potential things here.
Yes.
Which I'm not too excited about.
I'm not, because we've heard him tell Cash that he's only offered her the place to stay because he wants to see his child. He's got absolutely no interest in her whatsoever. But then to her face, he's saying to her, I care about you. I care about where you two live.
Yeah. It is beyond cruel if he ends up hooking up with her or something.
Yes. I'll be really annoyed.
Beyond cruel to her.
Because Tani knows as well, because Tani said to Jo, you know that she's still in love with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
He knows full well. He knows about her. He can't even pretend that he doesn't understand anymore.
I know. And Cash has been having words with him. Like, it's all being set up. You just know that's where we're going.
I know. I don't want to. But yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I do have a Pauline comment from Facebook.
Blow me neck, it's been a while.
It's been a while. And actually, I don't really know how to read this out because the punctuation and the lines just go on and on and on and on.
Okay, I'll try not to.
I don't really know where one sentence starts and the next ends because it doesn't really work out that way. So I'll just try and read it as best I can.
Right, okay, I won't interrupt.
So she says, Tani and Jo shouldn't get together. She's a madam and she needs to stop relying on daddy dear. The other one causes rifts. This sister is suffocation. He has a child with a beautiful girl as it is. Work on one relationship at a time, lad. You're more likely to find perfect happiness already. A son, a glorious son, needs you both, not half a family, and an entire cozy, happy proposition. This mating game attitude is inferior to a happy, healthy marriage. I need to breathe because there's no punctuation. Yeah, I don't think I agree with you, Pauline.
Pauline believes in traditional family values.
Even
I
if
think
you
that's one
are-
inference we can draw.
Even if you're miserable, you stick it out for the kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that always works out
And that's
really
the
well.
right thing to do.
No therapy required for those children.
Yeah, long-term pain is better than short-term ecstasy.
Good way of putting it, Si. Thank you. Oh dear. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to move on. I think I've had enough.
And randomly, the other sister's a nut job, basically.
Yeah. No, the other sister's just what she call it? Causes rifts, and this one, Jo, she means, is suffocation. Yeah. Pauline, you don't mince your words. I'm gonna leave.
Dream of suffocation.
I'm gonna leave I'm gonna leave Pauline. I'm gonna leave Jo on that note and move on to Remi.
Okay.
Because I did promise you.
Okay.
There are a few comments on Remi. Not many. There are far more comments on Jo that I haven't read out. Oh my god, it went on forever. Remi then. So Colette on Facebook says, Remi's getting on my nerves now. Poor me. If he hadn't have cheated, he wouldn't have still been with Brie. Or he would have still been with Brie, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor me. Yeah, pour me a drink.
Yeah. What did Pauline say? Long-term pain is better than short-term ecstasy, Remi.
True. Catherine on Facebook says, yep, he's being pathetic. And
Yep.
Francis says he knows he made a mistake and is blaming himself, and that's why he's drinking like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-pity, self-sabotage, self-destruction.
Yes.
He's only got himself to blame. He's got to forgive himself for what he did. And
accept it. Accept
yeah,
it's over.
Accept it and get on with things. Yeah.
Yes. Victoria Krankenwagen on Twitter is not mincing her words. It's all in caps. And it says,
Right.
I hate Remi at the moment.
It's been an absolute TW at.
Yeah, definitely. Mr. David says Remi needs to take his money and go on a round-the-world trip far, far, far away.
I wouldn't trust him with Irene, though. Different flight to Irene.
Oh, God,
please.
yeah. He needs to... He'll just have her on the tequila and that'll get nowhere. Yeah, that'll get us nowhere. And to end this week's You're Set in the Bay, Doug agrees with Mr. David's proposition about Remi need to go far, far, far away, because Doug says exactly he should sod off on a massive all bells and whistles cruise or summit. But that's far too logical, I guess. And then a little laughing face and a wink.
Okay. I'm hearing we've all had enough.
Yes. Remi's destruction is not something anybody wants or has time for. No. Definitely not. And that's it for this week's Your Say on the Bay. Thanks everybody for your input. Without it, there would be no Your Say on the Bay.
Please take the time to like, subscribe, and review Coastal News wherever you source your podcasts and ensure you never miss an episode.